Hello there and welcome to the video. Here we have the Notepad 12 FX made by Soundcraft, who are based in the UK. Soundcraft were founded in 1973 and are renowned for making high quality mixers for both live sound and recording applications. This mixer can fulfill many requirements for musicians and engineers of any level, but for my own personal use it is used to collate all of my audio sources into my studio monitors. The Notepad is quite small considering how many inputs it has, which is great for musicians who need something that can slip into a gig case. It is also good for me as desk space is very limited. It is 27 cm wide, 22 cm deep and 8 cm high and weighs about 1.7 kilos, which is nice as it's not too heavy but it's enough to feel planted on a desk. Now I'm going to give you a rundown of what I use my Notepad 12 FX for. At the moment I currently have an Omnitronic TRM202 DJ mixer going into channels 2 and 4. For bass guitar practice I plug straight into the mixer on channel 1. The sound is clear and full-bodied even at lower volume levels, which is great because I don't have to use my gigging amp then to practice with. In the two stereo jack channels, here and here, I connect my laptop and PC outputs. Lastly, the studio's audio interface output is in channels 9 and 10 via the RCA inputs here. It goes through this input because the interface is connected to a spectrum analyzer which has RCA ins and outs. Finally, the XLR main outs here and here are connected to my Adam A7X studio monitors, which I will be reviewing soon. Make sure you subscribe to the channel or go to fadetofunk.co.uk for more product reviews, mixing, mastering and production tips. So it has 4 XLR inputs with Soundcraft's legendary microphone preamps, 2 stereo line jack input channels, 1 RCA stereo input, an effects send and return for outboard gear, a main headphone output and an aux output that can be set as a mono line out or a secondary headphone output. The sound is crystal clear throughout with very little noise or hiss when pushed to uncomfortable volume levels. There are a few niggles that I find a bit of a nuisance but I have come to live with. Firstly, that it doesn't come with a power on and off button, which is quite frustrating, although I have read that the power supply can detect when it is in use and powers on when needed, so you can just leave it plugged in. Secondly, the effects are quite fiddly to set up. I don't specifically have a need for them, but I thought it was worth mentioning. It could be just a case of reading the manual properly and make sure you are following the correct steps. There are a few alternatives which might be worth considering. Firstly, the Behringer Xenix QX1202 USB mixer, which has a very similar setup and has 4 Midas Xenix preamps. Secondly, we have the Mackie Mix 12 FX compact mixer. The one thing both of these alternatives don't have is the XLR outputs, which for me is crucial for connecting into my studio monitor's balanced inputs. So to sum it up and give it a score, I would say it's a great piece of kit, solid and reliable with a clear and transparent sound. I think it deserves a respectable 8 out of 10.